Hi, it's Tiffany Johannes with RE/MAX Executive Charlotte Home Experts and Canopy Housing Foundation. Here today to talk again with Nick and April. They were so generous with their time to come out and talk about The Relatives, a program that has been in our area since 1974. It's a program that helps youth, I believe, from 7 to 17 that are either homeless or have been run away or just need a place to stay. And they do a lot of work in our community, have been around for many years, and just developing relationships and connections to help our youth. And so I'm so excited to talk to them about what they have going on this winter, going into spring. They always do Robert's Walk and some other things. So we're going to talk about a lot. Welcome, Nick and April. Thank you so much for joining us, and tell us a little bit about what's going on over at The Relatives today.
Well, hi, Tiffany. Thanks so much for having us again. We had a great time back in December, so we're happy to be here with the sun shining. Yeah, exactly. Did you recognize it?
I'm actually trying to get so close to my window because I'm like, oh my gosh, the sun is here, finally.
Well, the last time we were here, April and I talked a lot about our On-Ramp Resource Center, which serves kids age 16 to 24, and our housing program, which serves kids 18 to 24. But today, and sort of highlighting Robert's Walk, Safe Place Week, and our spring fundraising appeal, we'd like to talk about the Crisis Center on East Boulevard. That serves kids ages 7 to 17, and that tends to be the face of The Relatives that the majority of the Charlotte community is familiar with.
Fantastic. I hear that you guys do Robert's Walk every year, and this year it is going to go on just like every other year, but a little bit different. Tell us a little bit about how Robert's Walk got started and what it's going to look like this year.
Sure. So we do Robert's Walk every year in March as part of National Safe Place Week. If you're not familiar with Safe Place, you've probably seen the Safe Place signs. They're yellow. They are, what are they? They're triangle, diamond shape. Yeah. I was going to say there's some kind of angle, quadrangle.
I feel like I've seen them at gas stations in the area.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. Quick Trip is a Safe Place partner. There are several churches. You probably see them on CATS buses, on the light rail. We actually have 685 Safe Place partners here in Mecklenburg County, and The Relatives serves as a Safe Place agency for Mecklenburg County. What that means is that any child who is facing crisis can go to a Safe Place location and can automatically be connected to the crisis helpline and find help. Our East Boulevard Crisis Shelter is a safe place. We have the Safe Place sign on the front porch. And we do Robert's Walk to honor a young man by the name of Robert who was homeless, was sleeping in Freedom Park, and made the roughly mile-long walk from Freedom Park to the East Boulevard Crisis Center. He saw the Safe Place sign. He knew that he could access the care that he needed. This year, like everything else in 2020 and 2021, it will be virtual. We are not able to gather a large group of people, even outdoors, as we traditionally have done. But the good news is it's a lot easier to be a part of Robert's Walk here than it is in the past. Because we're just asking folks to hashtag walk a mile with Robert. And they can do that anywhere and anytime the week of March 21st. Walk your mile, or like me, you can run your mile. I'm going to run from Freedom Park up East Boulevard to the Crisis Center. Take a selfie, post it on social media, and use the hashtags Walk a Mile with Robert and Robert's Walk 2021. Also, we'd love for you to sign up and get a free t-shirt. You mentioned seeing the Safe Place sign on gas stations. Quick Trip is just a tremendous friend to The Relatives. They donated all the t-shirts, and they are a Safe Place partner.
That is wonderful. So you can go and sign up for the race at Walk with Robert. We've got the registration there. You don't have to show up anywhere. You just run or walk a mile.
Yeah.
Take a picture, selfie, share it, and basically let everyone in the community know what you're doing. And maybe even you leading up to that day, you invite other people to participate virtually with you or people in your neighborhood.
Yeah,
really trying to get the word out as to what the relatives does, and also probably raise a little bit of money, I would think.
Yeah, absolutely. You can have fun with it. You can make it a competition if you want to time your walk or time your mile. And, we do have somebody who is planning on roller skating her mile. So you don't necessarily have to walk or run, but just so that, that you're letting your friends, your neighbors, and your followers know that there's a support system out there for our community's most vulnerable population.
I think that is incredible. I hope everyone that's listening today will go out and donate money, because donations is one thing that we need, but we also need more education and more awareness that the relatives is here for our most vulnerable youth out there, and they provide an incredible support. I know we were also talking a little bit before we got started here about some of the renovations you've done on your 100-year-old building. And in Charlotte, it's incredible that we have a renovation of a 100-year-old building and it's not being knocked down and rebuilt, because we see a lot of that in Charlotte. Tell me a little bit about what you guys did to make it a better place for the youth, as you needed a little upgrade and a tweak. I think this has been in the works for quite a while, from what I understand.
Yeah. So, as all home renovations projects start, you notice one thing and then it leads to another. We had noticed that there was some squirrels in our attic, which is never fun. We don't want those guests. And, it led to looking at other issues. And we just realized that, we needed renovations. We needed an overhaul. We were able to get funding from city approved in September of 2018. About 2-3 years ago. And then a contract was approved in November of 2019. And if we're keeping track, we do know that things kind of went a little crazy right after November 2019. So even though we had plans in place, things have been on hold just because of COVID. And so it's taken a little bit slower than we had anticipated. But we have been able to get things like our roof repaired. We got a lot of asbestos and lead painting clean out, things like that. HVAC system repaired. And now in the past couple of months, we've been able to focus on the fun stuff. So we're getting a brand new kitchen. We have not only one, but 2 stainless steel refrigerators now, washer dryers, brand new floors. We're getting new bathrooms. So we're really able to provide the kids with just, top of the line stuff, but also just a safe place, and, give the building some much needed love. As you said, it's a 100-year-old building and we love it and we want to keep it as long as we can. But we also don't want squirrels in our attic. So
that and safety, I'm sure, and a lot of different things probably needed to be done over the years with the number of youth that you work with on a day-to-day basis and year in, year out. So I'm glad that the fundraising efforts and all of the efforts from the community have paid off for you guys to have that opportunity for our youth. We also talked a little bit about kind of a spring appeal for past clients or people who have relatives that have been in the program. Tell me a little bit about how that came about and what that spring appeal really is.
Yeah. So every year we do about 3 campaigns throughout the year. And for spring, we've always liked to show a little love to Crisis Center just because we have Robert's Walk going on. And we want to make sure that, we highlight all of our programs, especially because the community may not be aware of the breadth of services that we offer. So going into this year, we knew we wanted to feature some Crisis Center stories. And just out of the woodwork, we heard from a couple of different donors and volunteers who, when we called to thank them for their time and their gift, they had said, oh, well, either I had been to the Crisis Center myself as a client, or I had, family members involved, and it was just these wonderful stories. And it just reminded us that, we are relatives, and our spread in the community is very wide, and, you never know who's going to be in crisis or who has been in crisis in the past. And that's why we're here. So we have some great stories of, one of the ones in particular, Nick Nick knows a great story. I don't know if you want to share it about the grandmother, which is wonderful.
Yeah. So it's really sweet. Again, this was somebody who made a gift at our, at end of year, called this gentleman to say thank you. And he said, oh, well, of course I support the relatives. My grandmother lived across the street from the crisis center. And he said, I grew up out of state, but whenever my family would come and visit over the summer, I would look out the window and I'd say, well, Grandma, what are all those kids doing over there? And she told him that, that was a place for kids who didn't have a safe place to turn. They did have, the relatives provided them with a safe place and access to professional care. And so he said it's just been a part of his life. And so he always supports our work. So like April said, we just discovered these, really inspiring stories and really wanted to focus on that. And our theme is built to last. And we think that having people who have been involved with the crisis center, whether as a client, whether as having a child that went there or their grandmother lived across the street, the fact that it's been a part of their life and they come back either as a volunteer or a donor is it's very powerful and very inspiring.
That's fabulous. Those are the people that are the hero in our area in terms of just building on and creating themselves from hardship and difficulty. And the relatives is what has provided a solid foundation for many to move forward in a life and to build the life that they're looking for. Yeah. So as you guys are looking at ways to donate, if you're out there, donate to the relatives because they are helping youth in our community. If you know a youth that needs help, direct them towards the relatives because I believe they have a solid foundation to help families and youth move forward from any type of difficulties or problems. Support Robert's Walk. I can't wait to get out there and walk. Nick doesn't know this, but I always like a challenge. So I'm thinking, how many people could I actually get to hashtag and do that day? Could I get people to socially distance and do it together? And I know a couple of groups that are working on their speed for running. Could I get them to see who could do the fastest mile for the day? All kinds of fun things to get people involved and just aware of what's going on with the relatives and Robert's Walk and just the history there of what you guys have been a part of and help create and develop and continue to carry on the torch for such a great cause for our community.
Well, thank you. I just want to say that it's amazing the good that can come from introducing a little competition.
Yeah.
I like a competition. I always do. And it's always healthy and fun. So if you have an idea that you can present to your friends, if you're listening, go out and do the Robert's Walk Challenge and make a difference for our community. I really appreciate Nick and April coming on today. We had talked to them back in December. They have all kinds of great things going on as we roll into spring. Can't wait for March 14th to happen to where we have more daylight in the afternoon so I can practice before. But thank you guys again, and please consider donating. At Charlotte Home Experts, we're going to give $250, and I'm going to encourage all of the agents here to really focus on what they can do to make a difference in the community and help the relatives. We really appreciate what you do and the time that you spend every day to make a difference in our community. Thanks so much, guys.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Tiffany.
Yeah, and we can't do it without people like you, so thank you.
You're welcome. I really appreciate what you do, and thank you.